I want to hear the horrid endeavor that you had to go through by that infamous kick that we all know about, where you are told to kick the ball out of bounds, right? You're told to.
So I'll set it up. So Philly has a return man named Deshaun Jackson. I believe he's still playing.
That's right.
And
Washington. I think he's with Washington now.
well, he's bounced around. He went to the Buccaneers. I think he was back with the Eagles this year. But anyways, he's a freak athlete, and he's one of those guys that like
next level
will keep punters and special teams coordinators up at night. Like you're terrified because if he catches the ball, literally he break it at any time.
That's right.
So we had a simple strategy with him, which was don't let him catch the ball. And we did that all game. And up to this point, I had done really well. So we actually went into halftime. We were up. It's by like 2 or 3 scores. I mean, we were dominating. Basically,
the Eagles.
This wasn't the winner of this game. It wasn't like it was guaranteed to the playoffs, but we would be able to control our own destiny, right?
Right.
If we lost it, then we would be sitting here, okay, this team needs to win, this team needs to lose. You don't want to be in that position. So it was looking like, and they had Mike Vick at the time.
Yep.
And I had a great first half. I don't think he had any return yards, had been fair catching it, balls going out of bounds, doing everything I was supposed to do. Well, the second half comes around, and it's a total just flip of the scripts. They came back all the way. Mike Vick turned it on, and they ended up tying the game. And which is in and of itself, I mean, you can look at the statistics. If you're up by 3 scores at halftime, you've got like a 90% chance to win.
Close it out.
Well, the second half was the complete opposite. We couldn't get anything going, and we couldn't stop them. And so they ended up tying us up. We get the ball back with like maybe a minute 15 left. Now I'm thinking, all right, great. Drive down, we can kick a field goal. We got a great field goal kicker. We'll win the game that way. We'll escape this collapse, for lack of better words. So I believe first down, had an incomplete pass, so the clock's not running. And long story short, got to 4th down with something like 9 or 10 seconds left on the clock, right? 4th down, deep in our own territory, which means whose turn is it to come out? This guy. It's time to punt.
Pressure's on.
Oh yeah. So the guy selling hot dogs told me to kick it out of bounds. Everybody. People are like, did you mean? I'm like, yeah, that I was trying to kick it out of bounds. So.
And Tom Coughlin, Coach Coughlin, is like, make sure you kick this ball out of bounds.
He stopped me, yeah, like wrote it on my hand, like look down right before you kick, so out of bounds. So, anyways, that was my intention. Okay, so snap comes. Snap was a little high, but it was not high enough to mess me up. And I bring that up because after the game they were like, was it a bad snap? I'm like, no, it wasn't a bad snap. But needless to say, sometimes the return team will stack the line. They'll bring a bunch of guys up to make it look like they're trying to block the kick. The reason you do that is so it rushes the punter to get it off quickly. Hopefully you don't get a good punt. It's kind of what happened. Hit the punt slightly. Ball bounced. Deshaun Jackson got it. And when I say I'm looking at him, it's like the parting of the Red Sea. Jukes everybody. Finally, believe it or not, he juked me. I'm paid to punt, not to tackle. And was running towards the goal line and had the presence of mind, because there was something like 10 or 11 seconds left, had the presence of mind to look up at the clock, go parallel to the goal line, see that it hits 0, step in, game's over, walk off, punt return for a touchdown. And suddenly the entire world was on top of me. And, the first lesson it taught me, look, if you're going to screw up, don't be the last person to screw up, because, man, there was a hailstorm that was waiting for me in the locker room and just online everywhere.